if you can't afford to buy a house, it's not that much easier to rent a house. Um, Again, even though prices are down, it's still crazy to try to get a place. Picky landlords, unchecked demand, inflation. Toronto rental market is a perfect storm. And it's just talking about the pricing in terms of what it costs to rent a place. It's dropped almost 20%, but if you want to rent, it's up 20%. So they're saying the pricing in, I believe this is the Toronto area, is around, the average is $2,763. So yeah, it's not easy out there right now. So whether you're trying to buy, whether you're trying to rent, the cost of living is going up. So we have to make sure we're kind of figuring things out, taking your time, and try to get in where you can get in. And again, it's just got to do what you got to do for now.
But when you think about it, right, the prices of homes have gone up to buy them, so a lot of people can't buy. So hey, why not raise our rent? Because you don't have a choice but to rent some people. So it's a little tough out there right now. And people want you to have the qualifications to buy a home before they'll let you rent their home.
Yeah.
So
Picky landlords, yeah.
The vacancy rate is what, below 2%. So I don't know if we've ever experienced anything like this in history, which just basically means that there are no rentals available on the marketplace. And if there is a rental, it gets filled very quickly. So homeowners, homeowners or apartment owners that do rental properties are experiencing next to zero vacancies.
Yeah, because the issue is, like, even if you want to buy a house, you can't afford to buy a house. So you have no choice but to rent. So
yeah,
it could certainly feel that way. Yeah, it's a tough marketplace. It's a tough marketplace. It's not really fair, and this is part of the reason why really this is government induced. Don't forget. So you know, first it starts with extremely low interest rates, making things very, very attractive. And then, but very low interest rates makes things very, very affordable. So then you get a bunch of people jumping in now because it's more affordable than ever, right? Because the rates are almost zero. So you've got the lowest rate possible. And then, so a lot of people go to buy. Then you get into COVID, people are stuck in their homes, and then they're like, so we need a bigger home. You know, Johnny needs his own room and this and that. Now that we're together, we need to make a difference. And then you get people then selling their smaller home to buy a bigger home, and because the rates are so much cheaper, then it's actually costing them the same, or maybe in some cases even less, to buy that bigger home because the interest rate is so attractive. So they sell their own old home, get the bigger home, and sometimes move a little bit further away, so they get even a bigger home for their money, and they're paying less, and then the government sort of stops the whole game and says, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make things extremely unaffordable, and bang, everything changes on a dime. So especially for the people who went variable, and you know, it makes me very sad, the callous people, and I have some callous friends. They've got money, so they see this as you know, well, that's too bad. They're dumbasses is what they say, and I'm like, well, that's not exactly true. This is really kind of unfair. And everybody says, well, you should have seen it coming and all this stuff. Just a bunch of really insensitive stuff. But I get it. But what happens is that the government then changed their mind, or the Bank of Canada, and make things super expensive. Everybody was sort of getting variable mortgages. Why were they getting variable mortgages? Because they put the stress test in, and getting a fixed mortgage with the stress test was just unbearable. So you went with the really low rate and did the variable mortgage. And that's why there was a big push on the variable mortgage. But the problem being is that then they turn around and raise the rates, and those people are subject to all those rate hikes. Yeah, and it's a tough time. I will tell you that. I have a lot of sympathy for the people who have went into the marketplace and went in on the variable thinking that things would be good. Because don't forget, in history, variable rate has always been the lowest rate, and now it's the highest rate. So Tiff Macklin has totally flipped history on its head. Never mind, and you think people say, well, you know, that could happen. Well, it's never happened before in history where they do a run like this with the rates so high, and it's never happened before in history where they turn around and have such insensitivity to the parties. And actually, we know that there's been high rates. You know, rates have been high, but they take time. They gradually move them up. They usually don't force them in such a small period of time. And this is where it becomes very difficult, because it doesn't give people the chance to get that second job or do what it needs to do to keep up with the all that increases. So it is pretty tough out there. I will say that, and I feel for everyone who got caught in the middle of this Bank of Canada quantitative easing and quantitative tightening game. Thank you for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. And please let us know your thoughts in the comments, as well as any questions you may have. We're live most Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure to tune in. Thank you again for watching, and remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so you can stay up to date on all our future uploads.